Growing up in Japan was definitely not easy. I want to share my story about how I grew up in Japan and like all the things that I went through as a Latina. When I was 8, I moved to Japan, and of course I didn't know any Japanese, and I didn't speak English back then, so I couldn't really go to an international school, which a lot of foreigner kids do in the beginning. I was thrown into a Japanese school right away. I was kind of like the only one in the school that was a foreigner. So in the beginning, my classes was consisted of just trying to learn the language because I had to learn from scratch. While everyone's doing their thing with lessons like math and Japanese and science and all of that, I was learning Japanese. So I was kind of behind all the subjects. But after 6 months, I was able to kind of learn and understand a lot of the language, be able to communicate. I hated the food. I really did not like the lunches that they provided back then because I was so used to Latin food, of course, and everything was so different. Everything smelled so weird to me. Little by little, of course, I got used to it, and now, Japanese lunches are the best thing that you could have. Japanese school lunches are so awesome. Once I started going into adulthood, of course, I never really looked the part, but I was able to, of course, adapt to the culture and the language and be more Japanese per se. I actually became a little more Japanese in my behavior and the way I think. It was a part of me that, of course, I was insecure at times because I couldn't fit in, because I could never be a Japanese person. But there came a point where I was kind of like, I got over it because it's like, okay, it is what it is. I will never be a Japanese person. That's kind of my experience growing up in Japan. I usually put content about motherhood and lifestyle, but because I have this background, sometimes like to share about like my Japanese background as well. So if you're interested in this type of content, feel free to follow. But yeah, thank you for listening.